It's your boy Lawrence Rivers, and I'm tuned in with Hoodlum ENT.
Alright, and even for you, because it's like you had the biggest achievement so far of your career, as you know, like with your contribution with NBA Youngboy project Colors. Mm-hmm. So, walk me through even you get preparing to even be a part of that, and how that even come about for you to even be a part of that.
Well, honestly, it was like no preparation. It was just like out of the blue. Out of the blue. I think at that moment in time, I was literally like I used to drive around not too like 4 or 5 months ago. Mm-hmm. I was just driving around. You want a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So basically, like 4 or 5 months ago, like I was just driving around. I used to pull up to people and get session, like get them session, like in the house. That's how much I needed to make bread and just trying to keep money in my pocket. Mm-hmm. At that moment in time, I was working with Doe a lot. Like we was getting like 4 or 5 sessions in. You feel me? We was getting adjusted to each other, and then him and the studio owner just called me like, "Hey, I need to get this song for Youngboy quick." And then I'm in a kind of a predicament because not only I have a session right after, like I have a session coming up right after, so I have to cancel them. I gave them 2 free extra hours, and then I call them back. I'm like, I could do it. He's like, all right, meet me there at 1. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, is it gonna happen? I don't think so. You know what I mean? But I pull up to the studio. I'm waiting. Shit, I'm waiting. It's like past things like 1:32. I don't want to really call him. You feel me? And I'm like, but then he ended up calling me. He like, man, I'm right down the street. Like, I'm right down the street. You good? Just come downstairs and get me. Get him. Shit. Then we get inside. Probably like 2, 3 a.m. At this point, get inside. Then he airdropped the song. And I'm like, damn. It's some unreleased Youngboy, like,
yeah.
And I'm about to record on this shit. You know what I mean? It's like it was kind of surreal in that moment. Mm-hmm. In that moment, because it was only me, him, and one other person in the room at that point. So it was like one of those, and it took us about 4 hours to record it. So after it was like on the moment. It was 6 days before the album dropped. Yeah. And then after that, it was kind of crazy because after you record that type of song, now you have to get into contact with all their people. That's what opened the door to a lot of that. And I get in contact with his manager. We on the phone, no fee. Okay, then fee sending me over here, Brian, that's an A&R. Then they like, okay, can we get your BMI information? Now we going to their assistants. And now they all hitting me for, this one song for an album that's about to drop. Mm-hmm. And it's so, in the magnitude of it's big because I understand that he's the only feature on there. So that's one of the songs that stands out on top of that. Mm-hmm. So it was very like surreal, like seeing that all happen in real time. Yeah. So yeah, that was it was crazy. It was no preparation. It was literally on the spot. Yeah. But that I feel like I said again, like all those sessions in Savannah and working with those like the industry artists before that, a little bit had me prepared for that. And then also we had recorded Jakaya right before, so I was confident that I could give him what he was looking for. So yeah, that was really it was crazy though, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. And even when when you got the plaque or whatnot, like the platinum plaque, like how was that even for you to actually feel it in your own presence? Like when did you know like you was about to receive it and so forth like that? Like
well basically it's a process that you gotta go through. Mm-hmm. There's one vendor that makes all the plaques. So you have to hit them up, and then I call them. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't really know. I was always wondering how you got plaques. Mm-hmm. I know I was eligible for a plaque for the album, so I look it up, I fill out the form, and then they hit me back ASAP. And they're like, oh yeah, it's approved. They're like, give me a minute, we're gonna send it out to the label for approve, to get it approved. Probably 4 or 5 days, get an email, and like it's approved. I'm like, damn, it's approved. Like I'm thinking like, damn, it's approved, crazy. Yeah. Then after that, just the whole process, it was like it's like a 4 or 5 week process of them making it, getting all the information, making sure all the plates right. Yeah. But it was that was a crazy.
I feel you. So even for you, dude, you even feel any type of different, like when people approach you and you have that title, you're a platinum engineer, multi-platinum engineer in a sense like that. Like, how does that make you feel, or does it even feel any different than? I want to say I know it feels different when you start out, but
I mean it's different as far as how people approach me, but I don't feel different as the person that I am. You know what I mean? I still got the same like moral code that I had when we first did the first interview. Nothing really changed. As far as inside, how people react, that kind of makes me move different. Because it is a lot of, fake love and a lot of, I'm proud of you and those type of things.
Yeah.
That kind of, makes me weird because I'm not like an outgoing guy. I don't want to go out, you feel me? But at the same time, it's cool. It's something that I can deal with. As far as the person I am,
Part. So how was it anyway too, like when even gave that idea as well to take it back to the school that you went to and even show it to them and so forth?
Oh, just because back to what I said, like the janitor, that always stuck with me. Like, why don't you just come back and show, you feel me, show them.
Did you take a picture of him too?
That was the first video on the slide.
Yeah.
He was the one holding the plaque.
Yeah, I thought I seen the janitor and whatnot.
And I told him, I had went up there prior and I was telling him, and I was like, man, I'm gonna come back with a plaque. I told him, like, I was gonna come back with a plaque, I got you. And then he seen it in person, he was crazy because like that was somebody, that stayed on me type shit. So a reason about going back to school, because I was in their position, literally walking through the same halls, went through the same type of life situation, poverty, grew up in the same type of environments that they grew up in. And it's hard for, it's not too many role models. Like when you go to the hood, that's all you around is the hood all day. Yeah. So of course you're gonna catch on the hood tendencies. Of course you're going to want to do shit that you see around you every day. Yeah. But showing them that, somebody that came from your same position, literally same predicament, walked the same hall, went to the same class with the same teachers. It's a different route. There's way different ways you can get out than just, the basic or the stereotypes.
I like that. So, even for you, like right now, what was your even opinion or own look on the Savannah music scene looks like right now for you? Like, what's your opinion on it?
Oh, I like where it's going because there's a lot of stuff that I'm starting to see like it's way deeper than, you feel me? It's a lot of hidden talent. And my main thing is probably just using all my connections that I can to get it out. I feel like we're doing it in the right direction. Like I just said, the media market, that's humongous. I feel like that's a big thing. Like y'all very underrated as far as, you feel me? That's one thing, and then the quality of music. I feel like I as a studio as a whole, we can bring that to the city. Then it's on to the next thing, like finding the talent, and we've been finding a lot of talent. A lot of talent. So from that perspective, I feel like it's starting to it's about to turn. Cause you got a Poke, baby, you got a Reggie, you can hear that party, you got a Bob, you got all those type of people, Top Boy Mark, you got all those type of people coming up that's trying to, you feel me, and showing you that it's actually like industry quality sound in Savannah.
Bet, I feel you. Alright, so I even ask you this silly question too though. Like, alright, so right now with the music, it's a whole trend of like people dissing and everything like that. So do you feel like, cause even some people, they'll hold the engineer in the sense of like responsible, like you record somebody and like they making a diss song. Do you feel like the engineers like that some accountability is on you too to be like, hey bro, no, I can't record this song, like, or like what's your own look on that?
Okay. Personally, I've recorded diss tracks.
Yeah.
I've literally recorded diss tracks 5 hours apart. Like, I've had a session and then literally the other session come in and diss them. I think one thing is though, as an engineer, because a lot of engineers that come from Savannah, they also play sides too. With me, I'm a very neutral person. People know that I'm not into I'm not into the streets. People know that I'm not in the game. I'm not sitting here holding one person over another. You feel me? I've even had conversations with clients about that. Like, we've had real conversations over the phone. Like, why are you recording them? And I tell them, like, this is just a business. I'll never put you in harm's way. I'll never put you in thing. But I'm just doing my job. They pay, just like you pay me to come in, you talk about them. They pay me the same amount of money to come in and talk about you. And that's not my involvement. And a lot of people respect that though. Yeah. One thing about it, they respect that. I feel like if you just communicate with the artist and they understand that, then. But I don't think that's on the engineer though. I don't think that, unless it's a situation where you feel like what's going on is causing the thing. But as far as you can't really control that. That's been going on way before I started recording them. Right. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I know. And even for you, do you even feel like you even find enough time for you to even record your own music, but you still pursuing that and just doing that?
I do, but it's like whenever you can squeeze it in. Whenever I can squeeze it in, I just squeeze it in. It just depends though. I mean, I can find time. It's always a little. It might be 3 hours here or 4 hours, or usually at night. That's why I like staying up a lot at night. I get a lot of free time, like 4 or 5 a.m. That's like majority of my free time from 4 to 8 a.m. or 4 to 10 a.m. before I have to start booking schedules and shit. So, yeah.
All right. So, what do you feel like too with your music has really like changed as far as when you first started recording music to now? Other than you can better record yourself in a sense or substance. I want to say like content.
As far as like fundamentally, I did get away from writing a lot. I just use Pro Tools to write down all my ideas and write live time. You feel me? I just record whatever flow or whatever lyrics or freestyling. Yeah. That's what I do anyway when I write. So we came with like a way of doing that. I learned that for people. Got down. So that's the difference. And just like style wise, it's way different, way more comfortable. I can talk about reach on more subjects. Because I experienced more life, of course, right? Yeah. So I think it's changed a lot. It's developed a lot. Yeah. And I want to take that next turn and try to, come a different way with music. But I like to keep an all-around ensemble of what I could do with it.
I like it, for real. All right, then, what do you feel like right now is the next big goal for you, if you even have it, or you just going with the flow and letting things come like you've naturally been doing?
That's always goals. I want to open a room. I feel like that's a room that resembles like a lot of the industry places that I've been as far as studio wise. Yeah. Like I always wanted to make that type of room as far as equipment, sound. Goals, I want to start putting in light more artists to the bigger labels. But in order to do that, then you have to build a foundation, right? So a lot of shit that's going on right now. And it's crazy because I understand that I can't do it by myself. It has to be outside factors that's working together as well, which it is. Like everybody's going in a positive direction. You got people over here doing this. You got everybody over here doing this. And everybody's starting to build up. So the city as a whole understands like, okay, they're getting better. So that helps me on the back end. So whatever comes out of here, as far as image-wise or sound-wise, and then whatever they're putting out image and developing on that end, it's just starting to turn. So I feel like that's my next big goal, like waiting for it to pop, hosting events, trying to get more people out, trying to get the city of Savannah more connected as far as networking and stuff of that nature. And then just like a big goal for me, let me think. Because I got a couple, but I'm trying to think of a big one, or overall. Yeah. Whew. I want to get an artist from Savannah signed, but actually signed, like. You know what I mean? Something of that, I feel like if I do it for one person, then I'll be able to do it for a lot more. Instead of it just being on some kind of popped here and then left. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. Left. Like I wanted to be on some. I realized, okay, came for Savannah, shop you out there, and then I could build a market. I feel like it only takes one for real. And then we can just start getting into it.
So I'm glad you would say that. So right now, I want to ask you: do you feel like Savannah is blackballed from the industry in the sense?
Yeah. I mean, we can say that because we do have like a dark cloud over it. It's not like we don't, but I feel like Savannah, we starting to build our own. We understand like, okay, we might be blackballed, but we can build our own value within. You know what I mean?
That was on the main goal. Yeah.
So I got down. I feel like, it's blackballed, but nothing lasts forever. That's not going to last forever. In 5 years, it's not going to be the same as it is right now. I think we all understand that. So I feel like we just got to keep working. In this time that we are blackballed, these development years and development times, that's going to help us for when it is time to get to that next level.
Yeah, straight up. I like that.